What is up, everybody, and welcome in to the Uptempo podcast. I'm your host, Blake Lane, here with my co-host, Dustin Smith. And Dustin, tonight, man, we are here to talk some Auburn baseball. How you doing, Dustin?
I'm fired up, man. I missed the hell out of it. I'm glad we finally made it.
Man, that's a fact. Hey, look, I took a trip up to Auburn, Alabama this weekend, man. I caught games 1 and 2. Thankfully, those are the two games that
Yeah.
the Auburn Tigers won in this series. We took one on the chin this afternoon, man, but it always feels good to win a series, especially the opening series of the season at home inside of
Mhm.
Plainsman Park, man.
Yeah. So I guess Blake, you got to get season tickets now, right? Because you can't miss games if we're going to lose. I mean, the record speaks for itself, my guy.
That's a fact, man. Hey, Auburn played really well while I was up there, man. Look, Friday night was an absolute a freezer, man. It was like we were locked inside of a damn Walmart freezer, man. It
Hey,
was it
brother
was
Hugh threw out the
cold.
opening pitch. Brother Hugh brought it.
Hey, twice. He
Hey.
threw the first one. He skipped the first one, then come back and threw a heater on the second one. Now, all right.
My man's a perfectionist.
Yeah, yes. He said, "Hey, he skipped that first one." He said, "Hey, give it back to me real quick. Give it back to me." He said, "I ain't going out like that." So, yeah, man. Look, we'll throw this first game up here. Let's get it in here real quick. Throw this up here. Auburn in game one, Dustin. They get the 8-4 victory. They took a 1-0 lead there, man, and then Indiana comes in and they hit a 2-run bomb, man. And Chase also he gets the start for the Auburn Tigers, and we know last year he was a young guy, made some appearances out of the pen and everything, throws really hard, nice velo and everything, and has good stuff, and they're looking at him this year to get into the starting rotation and be a big spot for this Auburn pitching staff. Man, look, I know he only went 2 innings, but like Butch Thompson said, we're there to win baseball games and we didn't want to drag this thing on. He clearly was struggling to find the zone a little bit, gave up the bomb and everything. But man, just give me your thoughts on him and what he showed you in those 2 short innings.
Well, full disclosure, I didn't get to watch about the first 5 innings because I actually went to work early on Friday. I went an hour
Yeah.
early, trying to catch the game. Um, and pipes busted and just everything that could have went wrong went wrong. I didn't get in until the fifth. But as far I'll give like a over just of what I think about him getting having an early exit. Same thing I kind of think about the freshman today, and we'll get into it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing to freak out about. We knew that Gonzo was the established starter, um, so we just got to kind of figure these rotations out. And this team isn't like last year's team, right? Where you've got a bunch of veteran guys. Um, I think that, and Butcher kind of talked about in some press conferences leading into the season. The goal is just to kind of figure out roles
Yeah.
as we get into conference play. We're probably not gonna have a good as a regular season record as we did last year because there's a lot of young guys that we gotta get this rotation set.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason they've seen enough from Chase, there's a reason why they gave him the ball to start the season. So I'm not going to be too hard on a guy that's getting his first start in 45-degree weather or whatever the hell it was, man. But at the same time, he's going to have to come back next weekend in Los Angeles and do a little bit better than that. So I know he's got the capability. We knew last year when he was coming out of the bullpen, they were open about they're going
Mm-hmm.
to try to groom him into a starter. Tim Hudson believed in him a lot. I know that. So I've got faith and trust in him. And you got to see some arms. You got to see Armstrong, right? And
Yeah.
boy, did he look good. So
Oh man, look, Dustin, keeping it on the pitching staff, man, real quick before we get into the hitters and what this Auburn offense did in game one, man. Tanner Bauman comes in for Chase, also worked a fabulous third and fourth inning, man. Did really, really well. Run into a little trouble in the fifth there. Got 2 outs, and eventually they bring in John Armstrong. Absolute nails, man. John Armstrong, the slide king, bro. The thing
woo,
looks like a damn frisbee coming at you. All
filthy.
right. He matter of fact, right here, he finished with 3 1/3 innings, 0 hits, 3 Ks, and no walks on 48
Mm.
pitches. Dustin, excellent, man. He did absolutely just lights out. You could tell it. He was just dripping with swagger, man. dripping with swagger and confidence. Stuff looked good. The run on the fastball was just eating righties up, man. It was just eating them up. They couldn't touch him. They couldn't touch him. And when they did touch him, it was
Yeah.
a ground ball out. So, I mean, John Armstrong, hell of performance, my guy. You love to see it, especially, we saw him more and more at the end of last year. And then,
Mm-hmm.
this year you're expecting such a big jump out of him. And to see that game one, I mean, the expectations are now, soaring through the roof for John Armstrong, Dustin.
Yeah, like you said, we got to get these roles defined out of the bullpen. And honestly, the bullpen kind of struggled as a whole this weekend. So Armstrong was a bright spot,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to be a guy that we're really going to have to lean on. So, and the good thing about this is look, like hey, look, it's sketchy early, and then he comes in and settles it down and gives his offense a chance to get the runs and get us established. It could have got away from us, but
Mm-hmm.
he righted the ship and then let the boys catch up.
Yeah, man, and so let's go over to this offensive side, man, and the Auburn Tigers. First guy I want to talk about, Dustin, before we go any further, is Ike Irish, man.
Woo.
Ike Irish is him. Okay, he is
Oh.
everything that he was hyped up to be.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be one of the Auburn all-time greats.
Yeah.
And I threw out a tweet today, and I said, "Look, this is a comp, and I'm taking this comp very serious. I watched him take at bat after at bat after at bat this weekend. And you can't tell me from the left side that is Juan Soto in the box. It's Juan Soto. The way he hits the ball to the opposite field, he can hit for power, gap to gap. He can hit line to line, Dustin. I saw him hit a ball down the third baseline this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and he hit it hard. All right.
Yeah.
You play the guy over into the 5-6 hole a little bit, and he hits a ball down the third baseline like that. The dude can rate, man. He can rate. And I can tell you another thing that is so impressive about Ike Irish, in my opinion, is how well he works the count. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't get cheated. He doesn't swing at terrible pitches. And he is in every count. He makes every count a hitter's count. And that is what's so impressive, man, is even when he's 0-2, he's still ready to hit a baseball from line to line, gap to gap, man. And I just think that the ball in the first game where he hit it to left center and the Indiana center fielder looked like he had a bead on it. And then he was just like, I'm not getting to that one. It was right there in front of me. And I was just like, dude, this Ike Irish kid can
Mm-hmm.
rate, man. Um, what did you think about Ike, man, and just the quality of at bats that he's taken in this first series?
Well, he talks about it. You nailed hit the nail on the head when you said he doesn't get cheated.
Yeah,
Um, he's going to get ahead in every single count, and he's battling. What do you have? Three doubles? I
yeah,
think he had three doubles this weekend. Yeah, the game doesn't look too quick for him. He doesn't look like it's too much for him at all. So shout out to On to Victory. Shout out to Butch Thompson and
yeah,
everybody, because this is a guy that definitely should be playing in the minor leagues right now. I mean, you see this. This is, and we got him for a little bit. So this is very exciting, and like
yeah.
you said, it's not even a stretch to say, bro, that this guy's going to go down as an all-time Auburn great. The talent is just pops. Even guys like our boy Mike G, who doesn't he openly said today on their show, he's like, I don't know a lot about baseball, but I know that kid can play. It's just
Yeah.
obvious. It's just obvious. It just pops off the screen. And here's the thing I like about it too. He had a ground out today, and we were down 7, 8 runs. It wasn't that
Yeah.
intense of a situation, and he was booking it down that line trying to get there. And when he didn't get there, when he was out, he was legit pissed. Like, it's not fake
Yeah.
anger. Like he was very upset. I love the intensity that he plays with. I love the fight that he plays with. Uh, got that dog in him apparently,
Yeah.
and yeah, dude, man, the future's bright. And it was somebody tweeted today, said Ike Irish is one of the best players on the team. Is going to be one of the best hitters on the team. Ike
Hmm.
Irish going to be one of the best hitters in the country, bro.
That's a fact, man. That is a fact. The dude can rake, and I like what you brought up there, man. When he legged that thing out right there, and he almost beat it out.
Yeah, he did.
He turned around and you could see him. He pumped his fist, and then he pulled his jersey up
Yeah.
over his mouth, and he let out some frustration there, and you love to see that out of a
Mhm.
freshman. I saw the stand up double the other night. He got to second base and he did a thing to the dugout, and you can already see him being a team leader, Dustin,
Mhm.
and that speaks volumes to a true freshman.
Yeah.
And then you see a guy like Justin Kirby, okay, who is a grad transfer from Kent State, and he comes in Friday night and he hits a towering blast over the Green Monster. I didn't even feel like he got all of that baseball, Dustin. Like off the bat, when he first made contact, you know, I kind of looked at it and I was like, like it's got a shot. Bro, he hit it 423 feet, Dustin.
Mhm.
Like off the bat, I don't know, man. It just didn't look like he got all of it. But then the more it started carrying, I was like, okay, okay. I was like, oh, that's gone, you know. And it cleared the monster, man. 423 feet. I think he walked 3 times in the game Friday
Mhm.
night. Another guy who takes quality at bats, man. Justin Kirby, one hell of an eye for the baseball. What did you think about him, man, and just his leadership and moving out there to right field? And Bobby Barrels over to left, man, who also made a hell of a play.
Ooh.
Made a couple hell of a plays out in the
Yeah.
outfield this weekend, man. But Justin Kirby, just the leadership, man.
Good job by the scouting department. Good job again by Butch going out there in the portal, hitting the portal, and bringing a guy like this in that can come in right away and play immediately and is a major league prospect.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited for this man. He just seems to be kind of a do it all kind of guy. And we talked about this with Lindsay. And this is a point that Lindsay brought up in our preview
Mm-hmm.
show was that you are not going to find another Sonny DeShera. But what you can do is make up for it in the aggregate. And
Yeah.
these are the kind of guys, the Ike Irish. And I mean, he probably won't have as many home runs, but Ike Irish is going to produce just as much, if not more, as Sonny DeShera when it's
Yeah.
all said and done. But guys like Ike, guys like Bryson Ware, guys like Case and Howell, guys like Kirby, this lineup is deep. There's just there's not really a whole lot of easy outs. It does, there's some guys that kind of struggle this weekend, but they're just up and down this lineup, man. There's just a lot of solid guys, and then you got like Kirby. He's locking it down out there in the outfield as well, and giving us the option to kind of move some guys around and be versatile and do some things. I like our depth in the outfield. I really do.
Oh
We
yeah.
still got Hall coming off the injury. He got in and got to play a little bit. So and we're just working back in and all that kind of thing. So that's shattered. He shattered his leg. So it's gonna take some time. But yeah, dude, very excited for Kirby and just when you look at the guys that we brought in to fill holes, because I mean, damn, dude, like look at what we lost. Like we had, was it 13 guys
Yeah.
get drafted, right? Wasn't it
Yeah.
13?
Yeah. It was insane, man.
So yeah, you're gonna have to hit, and it looks like they did that, man. And when you get a guy like Case and Howell to come back and take his COVID year and things like that,
Yeah.
that's crucial. So I'm very excited to watch this kid hit all year.
Yeah, man, and look, Auburn had 11 hits in the game. Ike Irish with 3. They held the Hoosiers to 4 runs on 5 hits,
Mhm.
and the only thing that was kind of alarming is Auburn struck out 11 times in game one. They had 7 walks, which is nice to see. But striking out 11 times, that's well, look, it's game one. All right, so I'm not
Yeah.
going to press on it too much. This is the first time that you're seeing somebody other than yourself. Okay. And everybody around the park's like, oh, we got 11 strikeouts. Oh, look. All right, it's the first series of the year. Okay,
Yeah.
pump the brakes. All right. I seen people on Twitter today. Oh, we didn't get the sweep. All right. We got blasted in game 3, which we will talk about that here in just a second. But man, look, baseball is a funny game. Tanner DM'd me the other day and he said, hey, man, I know you're on your way up here. How many games do you think we win this weekend? I said 2 out of 3. He said, why? I said, because baseball is a weird game. Baseball's a weird game, man. Do you know how hard it is to sweep somebody three games in a row, man? It's extremely difficult. Everything has to go your way. And
Yeah.
baseball's a funny game. All right. So don't get so pressed and bent out of shape that Auburn didn't win all three of these games. Let me remind you something last year. This Auburn baseball team from 2022, took 3 out of 4 from Yale. Okay. They lost a game to Yale. Everybody lost it, Dustin.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we lost to Yale. We lost 5-4 to Yale. How do you only score 4 runs against Yale? And I'm like, look, man, Yale had a couple dudes that could play. Their shortstop was a hooper. Dude could play. He could get after it, man. He could hit. Like, just because they're an Ivy League school, they can still play ball. All right. So Indiana is a very respectable Big Ten program. This is a program that has taken trips to Omaha, Dustin. They've been to Omaha a couple times. Their coach got his 100th career win today against Auburn. So,
Hmm.
look, you won 2 out of 3. Now you go Tuesday night. You play, who is it, North Alabama?
We play North
Uh,
Alabama at the Trash Pandas field.
Okay, there you go, right there in Huntsville, man. And so, and then next weekend you go to Southern California, go out to LA, baby,
Oh
Hollywood
boy.
bound. You
Mm.
love to see that. The stars are out, the lights are bright, the
Be a
cameras
big
are
one.
rolling. It'll be a big one, man. And look, I'm gonna try to go live for a couple of those games, man. Hopefully, I can go live for all three,
Do we know what
because I
channel we're
know.
going to be on? It ain't Pac-12 bullshit, is it?
I hope not, man. God, I hope not. That would be terrible. That'd be absolutely miserable. Hopefully, it's just ESPN Plus, man. That's what I would really enjoy.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up real quick because
Yeah, look that up. Look, we'll while Dustin's doing that, we'll move to game two. And we all know, look, game two was Gonzo game. All right, there's not much
yes,
to
sir.
talk about right here, man. Look, Joseph Gonzalez, 5 innings pitched with 2 hits, no runs, and produced 11 ground balls, Dustin. Look, the
Yeah.
guy, the sinker king, all right, the thing's just absolutely disgusting. Okay, it's unhittable. When you do hit it, you get a weak, lazy ground ball. The guy is a double play ball magnet. He just, he's not going to give up hard contact. He's really not, man. Like, I think Indiana, let's see, he gave up what, one hit that was hard contact. I think that was Indiana's leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. He got him twice, and that was it.
yeah, he got him twice. And so, like, um, even everything that was like routine outs, like nothing was really hit hard, you know.
Mm-mm.
So we saw this from Gonzo. We saw it coming, right? Like, we knew this was the guy. All right, we knew he was going to anchor down the pitching staff this year. And look, Gonzo could have went. He could have kept going because I think he only threw what, 48 pitches in 5 innings.
Yeah, and
Uh,
that was probably a little bit over what they wanted to do.
yeah. So I guy sitting next to me, he was like, "Why did they pull him? Like, he only threw 5 innings." I was like, "Hey, look, dog, it's his first start of the year.
Yeah,
Like, it's the
he has
first
to.
series, man. Like, chill out. Like, nobody's coming out here trying to throw a complete game,
Mm,
and especially it was 50 degrees Saturday. So, like,
right.
come on now. But man, we expected it from Gonzo. Give me your thoughts on Gonzo.
Yeah, he's working back from some kind of, was it like something's in his some kind of fluid or something, or
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know exactly the definition of the injury, but I know it's he played through it last year, so it's nothing to worry
Mm-hmm.
about. But they didn't want to because he also pitched for Team USA
Yep.
during the offseason a lot, so they just wanted to be careful not to overwork him. So they've been saying for about a month now, and Lindsay talked about it as well on our previous show. They're working him in. They're planning on stacking starters for a little bit. That there's no reason to freak out about this rotation or how many a guy's pitch count right now. Butch knows pitchers. He's got a plan. Um,
Yeah.
like on the USC series, first off, Tuesday night's game is not going to be televised.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to listen to it on the radio. If you could download the app, the Auburn Sports app, I usually just go on my laptop and play it off my laptop, hook it up to the speaker or whatever, because the app is sketchy sometimes. It'll go in and out. And then if it says Friday and Saturday's games are on USC live stream, whatever that is. So we'll have to find out.
I'm
Probably
sure
gonna
it'll
be
be on. I'm sure it'll be on ESPN Plus though, because like it's a highly touted matchup. So I'm sure they'll have it on there.
And then Sunday, Pac-12 Network.
Oh man, bro, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
God, Pac-12 Network, dude.
Yeah, so this week will be a fun viewing. We're probably gonna have to jump through some hurdles just to watch our boys. But the Auburn Army will be on it on Twitter, and we'll figure it out. We'll create fake accounts or free trials or whatever we have to do, just like we did when we played Washington in basketball. Um, as far as Gonzo, man, this guy's a rock. He's the ace of the
Yeah,
staff. This is going to be our guy. We've got to figure out the other rotations. We got to figure out the other two slots. So we need
yep,
a healthy Gonzo, and this is what he does. Um, he's not going to have high strikeout numbers. He's going to get contact. The guys got to make plays in the infield, and they did that. Just in control. Just that was Pete Gonzo. That's him at his best. That's
yeah.
that's I mean his stuff was working perfect. He looks great. I'll be honest with you, bro. I think he kind of got disrespected coming into the preseason. When I saw rankings, when I saw lists of different pitchers, all Americans, all SECs, this kind of stuff, when I saw them predict us to finish last in the SEC West, that was the first thing I thought of was, man, we got a really good starter. Like, I don't know. I don't think we're going to lose too many Saturday games. So,
Mm,
and he was good last year. He got nothing but more experience in the offseason. The stuff looks even better. We
yeah.
heard, and if you watched any of those Team USA games, he looked like he was just improving and getting better. The sky's the limit for this kid's career. So I think he's one of the best pitchers in the league, and I think that he doesn't get enough notoriety, but that's okay because by the end of the season, I think that his numbers are going to be impossible for everybody to ignore.
Love that, Dustin. Well, look, man. One inning that stuck out to me, that I think was basically just the turning point of this game that kind of put the stamp on it, man. Before I mention that, big shout out to Bryson Ware, who tattooed the baseball all
Mm,
weekend long, man. In the bottom of the second, I believe, in game two, he hit a double in the right center gap. Center fielder had a bead on it. It looked like it was bang bang up against the wall. Couldn't really tell from where I was sitting. But off the bat, it looked like it was gone, man. It looked like it was gone.
yeah, it was close.
But Bryson comes around second. Nate is rounding third. Bryson comes around a little too far. They get him caught up. Nate goes home. They get Nate in the rundown, and it costs Auburn a run. But shout out to Bryson Ware. Absolutely tattooed the baseball, man. Big weekend out of him.
Oh yeah,
Love seeing that. A guy has a cannon over there at third base. Really smooth over there. He did have one little mishap Friday night. Ball kind of got up on him and everything, just kind of hard to handle. It was freezing cold.
yeah,
Not really worried about that. But yeah, man, shout out to Bryson Ware. Played a couple of games out in the outfield last year and threw some people out from out there in the grass. So we know what kind of arm he's got. But man, bottom third, Caden Green. All right, the transfer, man. I believe he transferred from West Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Starting to be this year for the Auburn Tigers. A
hmm,
huge pickup, man. Had quality at bats. Got a couple hits this weekend. But he drew a walk, and then Bobby Pierce. All right,
yeah,
comes up and just hits a line shot out to right, I believe. I believe it was out to right. And then Cole Foster comes up and lays down a beautiful bunt, sacks him over, man. And Ike Irish, if you haven't heard this before, dude's a freak. Comes up and hits a double, drives in two, and puts Auburn up 2-0, man. And things just kind of they started moving right there.
mm,
You go into the bottom of the fourth. Bryson Ware, hello, that name again, hit by a pitch. Green bunts right after Wortham had drew a walk. So you had runners on first and second. Green lays down a sack bunt. Nice sack bunt from Green right there. And Bobby Barrels comes up and drives two more in to make it 4-0 Auburn. And with Gonzo on the mound right there, man, you knew it was
yeah,
really nails. But man, look, they pull Gonzo in the fifth. You get to that sixth inning, and a guy that we have so much promise for in Tommy Sheehan, he comes into the game. And Tommy didn't have his best stuff, man. He was all over the place, loads the bases up, only gets one out in the sixth. Just a really, really tough day for Sheehan. But man, Chase Isbell comes in And another veteran guy that we have a lot of promise for comes in, and he is absolute nails, Dustin. He gets out of it, no runs, saves Sheehan. Just talk a little bit about Chase Isbell's performance right there, man.
Yeah, the game was teetering. Indiana could have popped right back in it with one hit. I
Absolutely.
mean, you saw today, one swing of the bat is 4-0, and then you're
Yep.
fighting an uphill battle. Um, I got all the faith in the world in Tommy. I don't think you'll see that next weekend. He'll come in and
Yeah.
lock it down. But yeah, big opportunity for Chase, and he comes in and takes advantage of it. Love to see it. And I felt like this game, and I'd probably say either him or Armstrong, best bullpen performances of the weekend.
Mm. Yeah, man. It looked that way. I mean, they look really, really good. And Tommy Vale, man, Tommy Vale comes in to close game two out. Look really good. Not a lot of hard contact. I know um, he gets a fly ball to second base, and Caden Green uh, makes the catch, and Auburn takes game two, 6-1. And the Auburn Tigers win the series. I know Saturday night I got in my vehicle and we made the hike back to Mobile, Alabama. Man, I really enjoyed my time in Auburn. It was just a terrific trip. They had a little Mardi Gras parade downtown by Toomer's and everything, and I went into Toomer's drugstore, let my daughter get her first sip of the lemonade and
Okay.
everything. She absolutely loved it. I got my soon-to-be son, who is on the way. My wife, almost 5 months pregnant. We got him an Auburn Albie the Tiger beanie, and then we got him a couple pacifiers with the AU logo on them and everything. So I'm excited about that. I know some people in my family have been giving me some hell because they want the Roll Tide stuff on there, but unfortunately, little Levi, man, he's gonna be an Auburn Tiger. So it was a hell of a trip. And the Auburn Draft House. Look, shout out to Auburn Draft House. If you have not eaten at Auburn Draft House, please go do it now. Okay, Auburn Draft House is phenomenal. I had the napalm burger, Dustin. The
Okay.
napalm burger, absolutely phenomenal, man. Had the ghost peppers on it, and it had some kind of like sriracha sauce on it, man. It was phenomenal, phenomenal burger. And then they had this appetizer was like a 4 cheese fries appetizer, man, and had the ranch dressing on it, and just I mean it was phenomenal, man. It was really really good stuff. Pizza was really good. My wife got like a little small personal pizza. It was really good. Just great food, man. Like always, you know what Auburn's about, man. It's just that home feeling, that family feeling. Everybody just being nice to everybody, and just even the Indiana people, man. The Indiana people, they were great. Shout out to them, and they traveled well, man. They had their own little section down the right field line. Had a couple people sitting in Tiger Terrace. A huge shout out to them. Hopefully, they made their trip back safe and everything. I know they were excited to pick up a game three win, man, and that's what we'll move over here and talk about for game three is the Indiana Hoosiers, Dustin. They come out today and they put bat on ball, my friend.
Mm.
The Indiana Hoosiers run us out of the building 11-2 in game three, and they salvaged their series, getting one game here on Sunday evening. Dustin, man, give me your thoughts. Just overall, not a lot to talk about on our side as Auburn Tigers
No.
fans. I know we did get a Justin Kirby bomb late, but other than that, man, just give me your overall thoughts.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, good on Kirby to avoid the 10-run rule, I guess. Um, for what that's worth. But I
Yeah.
think that if you want to take some positives out of this one, I think you got answers about who your third starter should be next week in Los Angeles. So I think Crotchfield came in, and I thought that he looked great, man. He put him down. So unfortunately, the starter doesn't even make it out the first inning, first game. What you gonna do? And Lindsay talked about how these guys have been kind of neck and neck,
Hmm.
and all and I think that the separation was made today. So if nothing else, you got some answers.
Yeah.
And there's not a whole lot to talk about other than Ike Irish still got on base a lot. Bryson Ware still did his thing, and like I said, you got I think next going into next weekend, you figure out, okay, we're gonna chase another shot Friday, Gonzo again on Saturday, and then we'll go with Crotchfoot on Sunday. Let me ask you this: who do you think starts Tuesday night?
Oh man. Let's look here real quick, man. Um,
Maybe try to just stack guys.
yeah, 100%. You're not gonna see anybody of significance throw against North Alabama for real. Um, man.
Because last year it was nice
Um,
because we were able to have Mason Barnett go.
I know Hayden Murphy threw a little bit today, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
I know Parker Carlson threw a little bit.
A lot of guys.
Um,
Yeah, a lot of guys
yeah,
threw
yeah,
today.
we saw a lot of arms. I mean, you're gonna have Herbal. What's his name? Herbolz. I know he threw a little bit today. Yeah, I mean, you're just gonna stack guys, man, against North Alabama, like, and you're really just gonna save the guys who threw Friday and Saturday
Yeah.
for LA. I truly believe that. But yeah, man, Drew Nelson. Look, he just didn't have it today. Look, his stuff is good, man. Like you can tell he's a guy. All right, you can tell he's going to be really really solid for Auburn. He's excuse me, he's gonna be a guy for Auburn this year. But it's his first collegiate start, man, and he just made a mistake today, and it cost him. He couldn't find the zone. The slider wasn't really there. The fastball was all over the place, and he got touched up. So, like I said, man, Indiana is a respectable Big Ten team.
Yeah.
They've been places before. They've been postseason battles. They're a young team. I saw that this weekend. They got a lot of freshmen, sophomore, juniors, but they can hit, man. They could. Indiana's got some guys that have pop, and so you know I agree with you, man. Crotchfeld, dog. All right, dog. I really like
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah. He looked good.
Slider, filthy. Fastball, filthy. Just really stayed away from hard contact. I know he did run into a little bit of trouble, but for the most part, pitched really, really well. And look, here's a positive about losing game three. It's like you said, we got to see a lot of guys, man. We got to see a lot of arms. We got to see young guys. We got to see older guys. We got to see guys struggle. We got to see guys face adversity. And, you know, we're going to see how people bounce back. And I think ultimately, when things get thinned down, I do think Crotchfield is going to be that guy. I
Yeah.
really do, man. I really like what he brings to the table. Um,
It was body language for me, Blake. Not. I mean, it's easy to look at performances and say, okay, well, of him and Nelson, obviously he pitched better. But to me, it was about body language and command. Like
yeah,
Nelson, he just looked a little like he just looked a little shook from the get go. It just looked like it was a little bit too
in
much
the
for him.
moment was a little
Yeah,
too big.
it's just body language wise. It was just
Yeah,
a lot of deep breaths and stepping off the mound a couple pitches in. He just didn't look like he was ready for the moment, and that's fine. Was he 18, 19 at the most? Um, he'll be okay.
yeah,
But yeah, but the Crossfeld didn't look worried at all. And maybe that is easy when there's already a lot of runs on the board and you don't have a whole lot to worry about. It probably is
yeah,
easier to come in but still, man, it was his debut. So there was probably some butterflies there too. Okay, here we go. For my first time on the bump as an SEC player. He didn't look nervous at all, man. He handled his business. Very excited about that. And like I said, he's going to get the ball cups probably Sunday in Los
yeah.
Angeles.
Love that, man. Dustin, man, it's been a hell of a day, man. We're hammering out content. We wrapped up a basketball podcast this morning, and then coming back. I know this one will drop Monday morning at 6 a.m. Man, it's been a hell of a day, and like always, I'll let you have the floor and leave your final thoughts right here, man.
Shout out to the softball ladies. Hell of a
Yes,
weekend.
sir.
Way to do it, man. Clean house, didn't lose, won every game. Also, a
Yeah.
9-1 start. They're ranked 21st right now. You'll see them probably get bumped up into the top 20. Shout out to Tennessee baseball this weekend. Love seeing you clowns lose. I'm not even gonna make apologies for this. I don't care. I have never in my life. I mean, they're right back to it, Blake. They're right back to it. The
Yeah.
first game, dude. I watched 2 innings of that game, and I see coaches screaming at umpires. Every single close pitch, they're throwing their hands up, slamming bats. I'm like, I would just, man, if I was an umpire, I'd just toss this whole team. Like y'all
Yeah.
don't, y'all are crazy, bro. Y'all don't know how to act. It is solely on their manager. It comes from the top down. So every time I watch them, I'm thankful that we have the guy that we have running our program. But keep doing you, Tennessee, because like nobody likes you. And we talked about it last year, and it is what it is. But when you behave that way, the baseball gods will take note. And you might win 50 plus games in a regular season. You might do your thing, cool deal. But when it comes time, I mean, when you hit a walk off versus a team that you haven't played all year and have no beef with at all, nothing happened in the game, and your response is to shoot the bird as you round first base, like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's and they went and they're right back to it already. So love you guys. Georgia, dope way to start the season, Georgia. I see you. I see you coming out the gate strong with a big loss to a team I've never heard of. Do your thing, Bulldogs. Love you. So and and last year we got cheated. I don't understand why Auburn didn't. We should be playing Georgia in baseball. We didn't get to play them last year. I'm looking forward to that one. And final thought, uh, bro, is there a sicker uniform combination for any Auburn sports than what we troll out on the baseball field? What we had on Friday night, straight fire. What we
Bro,
had on
thank you.
what we had on Saturday, straight fire. And then
The
what we had
creams?
on, yeah, and then what we had on today, classic. Tim Hudson, my first ever game, 1997 type uniform, straight fire.
Yes.
Our baseball
Yes.
uniforms are filthy, dog. They're filthy.
Yes, bro. Let me tell you something. Those navy blues under the lights. What?
They
Come
might
on,
be
man.
they're my second favorite uniform at Auburn, and the first will never be topped. I'm sorry, but like white foot, the stormtroopers in football are
Goaded.
just, yeah. I mean
Goaded.
that's just they have
Hey,
my heart. But
yeah.
those all blues, we played one game in them, and they're my second favorite Auburn uniform.
Night, great stuff, bro. Let me tell you something. The stormtrooper football with the white face mask, the all whites,
Yeah.
man. And when they wear the white and the orange and blue sleeve right there, the striped sleeve, bro, that's so filthy. Like I love it.
Yeah.
Gets like especially too, like bro, when they ran out like at Penn State, like just like at the whiteout and everything,
Hmm.
and like Auburn just rocking the all whites and everything, bro. It's so clean. But yeah, man, the Navy Blues Friday night I was there uh in the ice box. In the ice box. The wind was blowing 40 miles an hour, it felt like. But dude, those unis are absolutely filthy, man. And shout out to Butch Thompson and staff, everybody who made that happen.
Yeah.
The creams
Yeah.
Saturday were
Filthy.
absolutely filthy, man. And I love the orange number, bro. I think it makes
Hmm.
it pop. Really, really excited for Auburn baseball this year, man. We start things out on a high note, really positive, and you love to see it. And Dustin, we cranked out some more content, man. I really appreciate you joining me tonight. It's been a blast, and we will leave all of you with a War Damn Eagle, and we will see you Tuesday night. Holler at you. We're out.